Heavenly Father, we come to you now and we ask that you be with us as we go about the business of the American Legion Riders. I ask that you keep us focused on our mission and keep us focused on the things that we need to do to glorify not only the American Legion, but you, Lord. In my great and glorious name, amen.
Amen.
POW MIA aim to chair is placed at all official meetings of the American Legion as a physical symbol of the thousands of American POWs and MIA still unaccounted for from all wars and conflicts involving the United States of America. This is a reminder for all of us to spare no effort to secure the release of any American prisoners from captivity, the repatriation of the remains of those who died bravely in defense of liberty, and a full accounting of those missing. Let us rededicate ourselves for this vital endeavor. Sergeant at Arms now lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Covered. Now we say Riders' Creed. Riders dedicate themselves to the success of the American Legion. I know that through my efforts I can make a difference. Along with the responsibility to myself and my fellow riders, I will conduct myself in the highest degree of integrity and honor. Deeds, not words, create change. I will persevere against any and all things to prevent my success. My resolve and strength will overcome all obstacles. Each rider is first a member of the American Legion family. I will actively participate in and willingly support their endeavors. Readily will I join other riders' activities and events to support their missions. I will do so gladly, knowing I volunteered to be an American Legion rider. Success is the only acceptable conclusion. I will allow nothing to dissuade me or impede me from my service to my family, community, country, and especially to our veterans. Riders lead the way. You may be seated. Madam Adjutant, would you call the roll, please?
Chairman Maltese.
Yep, I'm here.
Hayden Coons.
Yes?
I'm here. Chaplain Milton Tucker.
Here.
Sergeant at Arms Jim Steele.
Here.
Finance Officer Sounias.
Here.
Chapter 9, Shannon Bloodworth.
Here.
Oh, yes, at this time, if you'll say yes, for who's with you?
Yes.
Thank you.
So it's yes if you're the director, yes if there's somebody from your chapter. So that would be 2 yeses. If there's nobody from your chapter, it's just, and you're here representing your chapter, just 1 yes. Got it? And if we don't hear anything, we'll know that's a no.
It's very complicated. Chapter 54, Chris. Watches. 88, Jerry Noack.
Yes.
129, Sounias.
Yes, and a big yes.
3, 4, 5.
Don't push it.
137, David Nolan.
Yes.
194, Daryl Johnson.
Yes.
197, Joanne Miller. 202, Chip Nelson.
Yes.
250, David Coleman.
No yes.
283, John Lane.
No, yes.
John, shit, sorry.
Such language. From the chaplain even. I mean, come on.
316, John Tinsley.
316, no yes.
316, no yes. 372, Chuck Benham.
Yes.
401, Mike Carr.
All right, we have a quorum, of course. Sergeant at Arms, do we have any guests?
Yes, sir. We do have some guests. Our guests today are. Please raise your hand, Joanne.
That's you, Joanne. I catch you on the guest.
Me? I'm not a guest.
Yes.
The guest speaker.
Jane.
Jane, there you go. Jane Hardacre, who's our department president for the auxiliary.
And Ryder.
And Ryder.
And Ryder.
We have any other guest present in the room today? Please raise your hand.
Charlotte Bass, I'm the department second vice president and the VA and our chairman.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Daryl Bass, past Eastern Area Commander, Director of the Riders, Chapter 80, St. Cloud.
Welcome. Anyone else? Okay. Yes, Stuart. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Airwolf Post 37, St. Augustine, Ashton.
Okay. Anyone else? Stuart.
Scott, Legislative Chair.
Thank you. Welcome, Stuart. And we have our department chairman, Mr. Jim Wineland. And our Post 129 commander, Joe Michael. Okay, do we have any correspondence? I think we have one thing.
Maybe.
Yes.
Your commander.
Oh, I didn't even see you. And how can you not? And our 5th district commander, well, because Santa Claus out, it's totally.
She's in green camo?
Our District 5 commander, Lena Heredia Perez. Thank you, Jim. And I apologize, Lena. Didn't even see you.
I got your back.
Okay. It was too late, but that's okay.
Exactly.
I was correct there, wasn't it?
She was correct. No correspondence. Okay. We have a couple of people that I'd like to have come up front and talk for a little while today. And the first one that's on our agenda is Joanne Parrott. Sergeant Arms, would you bring her to the front, please? You don't have to if you don't want. If you want to talk to me,
I figure
that's fine.
people can hear me from down here. That's true. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Joanne Parrott, and I am the Assistant Director of our Proud Chapter 129. I am also our event coordinator, and I am here today trying to capture all of my rider directors because we do not have enough bodies to hit all of everybody's meetings because people are on the same day. So I'm here to talk about our upcoming 6th annual charity casino night. We raise funds to donate to Project Vet Relief. And this is the 5th year I have been running the event. And last year I'm very proud to say that our event donated $16,000. Nice. We also did a Challenge 22 walk and added another 10. So we totaled out of this chapter was $26,000. So. With that, I wanted to let everybody know our event is the last Saturday in February, February 25, and
My birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
21 again.
Yes.
But we will be doing, again, the whole casino night atmosphere. We will have raffles back here, food. We will do door prizes. We've got a booze raffle. We're going to have another lottery board. So we do a lot of great and exciting things. And with that, we also are looking for contributions and or sponsorships for our event. If you donate $100, you are eligible to be sponsored for a slot machine. If you donate $300, that will sponsor a table, and every donation gets a signage so they know who does it. The crap table is $500. So I'm here asking, because again, we don't have enough people to go to every meeting. So I have for every director, is there someone here from chapter 9? 54?
No, 54 is
86? 137? Sorry. 137?
right.
Sorry. 194? 197?
Thank you.
No? Okay. 202? 250? 283? 316? Oh, I didn't recognize you.
No, it's very distracting.
372? And 401? Okay, so in this envelope is a letter that describes what our event is all about, as well as our flyer explaining and giving you all the dates and times. So I appreciate you taking this back to your membership. I apologize we can't get out there. If anybody would like me to come out, I can do the best I can, but we're coming up on the holidays and all that madness. So this I thought would be the most efficient way to do it. I also have with me tickets. Tickets are $35 this year, and again, we'll include everything, your dinner, your play money, getting you through the door, your door prize ticket. So if anybody is interested after the meeting, I will sit out here for a few minutes, and you are welcome to purchase tickets. I will tell you, I am down to 49 tickets that are not out, and we sell out every year. So if you are interested, please look me up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joanne.
Everybody do it 5 minutes?
And directors, please share this with your post commanders as well. You know that we won the round robin last year, and in large part that was due to the huge donations from this post, from 129. So if you guys can share this with your post commanders as well, and see if we can get the riders and the post and even the auxiliary and the sons involved in donating for this cause, would be great. Thank you, Joanne. Okay. We have the department chair from the auxiliary, the ladies auxiliary, Miss Jane Hardacre. Would you like to say a couple of words?
Please. Do you love the rider gear?
Yes.
You already know auxiliary has fun. So when they said the pajama party, I said, great. I didn't realize the riders were meeting, but I have no problem standing up and talking. Do I, Jim?
Not at all. You never held back.
I'm going to keep it brief because those of you that will go to the summit, I will be there. I have bugged every rider across the state for the last 2 years that if the department president for the American Legion Auxiliary is not invited, she is not able to come. That's how we do things with the auxiliary. So he got so many phone calls and emails. He was so tired of it. The first time I saw him, he said, "You're invited." So that was that. That was it. Exactly. So I am coming. Both my husband and I. So we're gonna go for the whole thing, and I think it's great. The one thing I wanted to impart on you is this year I chose the theme of color, and it means continue our legacy of respect. That's it. I love color. Okay, and one of the pushing points for me is respect of each other. It starts with the Legionnaires, then it starts with each other, but most importantly, all the facets. It hurts me deeply when I hear people talking about the riders in a negative manner. They don't know who they're talking in front of. I'm a rider myself and been a proud member since I joined the auxiliary on my husband's service, and I think we are the most visible, positive facet that we have. And that's not to insult the other ones, but they don't realize we're out in the communities, we're riding the streets, and even if it's just to see our patches go by, forget all the poker runs, the charities, the children that we help. So I just wanted you to keep the faith. As I travel around the state representing the auxiliary, I tell each unit, get along with your Legionnaires, your sons, and most importantly, your riders. Yep, invite them in. See what they can do for you and what you're able to do for them. But if we don't work as a family, we're going to die as a family across the nation, and we know we don't want that. The American Legion family can do amazing things. The hurricane proved it this year. So please, thank you for all your support on behalf of 13th District and Arcadia and District 8. If you were at Fall Conference, did you see the wonderful Legion video? If you haven't, go to the FloridaLegion.org page and watch that hurricane video to see the states at the end, all the different departments that donated to Florida. It was amazing, and I can't thank the Legion family enough. So I'm excited to see you at Summit, and we'll talk then. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Just saw our district second vice walk in, Miguel Garcia. Welcome. Okay. Chairman Wineland, did you want to talk about a paddle?
Well, ought we know, first of all, that we received the Garland, Murphy, the award, big award, you saw that, everybody saw it? This came from National, the Department of Florida Writers. Be very proud of this.
Yep.
Good thing. I was in the middle of, as some of you know, I'm vice president of Project Vet Relief, and we had first time we had all of our, I guess I should call them our people that help us with the helping all our veterans. There's 30 different organizations that help us out in the state, and there's 10 strategic partners that you may say that help us directly when we get into a situation where we have a veteran that's in trouble. We have somebody there to help us. In the middle of the meeting, one of the organizations called me up there and wanted to give the writers an award for what they did. This is the award. And this is serious. Okay. It's some sole commissions, and I'm standing, I know I was going, oh, pretty nice. You have a frame or a bath or something like that. But seriously, this has something to do with divers, and it's really close to their hearts and stuff. But it's the meaning that's the most important, that they took the time and stuff to give this to us for what we do, and we do it consistently. And I can't be more proud of being in the business position I'm in, representing you folks, to be able to get my own paddle. We have a situation at the summit. So it's an opportunity. Never a problem. I had a call the other day about hotel reservations, and they said that when they called in, they said they were full. So I called up and I said, excuse me? And they said, well, we have a problem with our website. I'm shocked to have somebody say, yeah. So if you have a pen in your hand, or we can get this to you later, you call, just a second.
Anybody got a pen?
Yeah.
All right. The number is 407-387-7728.
Your name is Ingrid?
And you're going to speak to Ingrid Diaz. Is she the chick I auctioned off last year?
I don't know if you hooked her up or not.
No, auctioned her.
No. You're one of your
That's that to us.
Yeah. So,
Otherwise, it's iDiaz at hlresortbd.com.
Yeah.
I would suggest calling her.
Calling her, she got on the phone, all apologetic that something happened. Right now, we have 308 nights booked. We have 180 to go before we fulfill our allotment. So I suggest get on there. It'll be the biggest one yet. And we're still working on getting all the teachers lined up, instructors lined up, things like that. There's two things that we're working on. We're going to have some things pulled back that the simulator might be back, some other things might be back. So it's going to be a good year to try to do everything. And thank you, Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going to email contact information that Joanne just read to all the directors, so make sure you pass that around to your chapters. Once again, I want to just make a quick comment about communications with your chapters. if you are not the person, I know being a director there's a lot of things that come with being a director, and some of us are less tech savvy and communication savvy than others. So if you are not the person that we should be sending communications to, or the person that's going to disseminate the information, please get Connie, someone in your chapter that's good at disseminating information. So for example, I know a couple of the chapters that I email to, I have the adjutant. That doesn't mean I don't still send the communication to the director, but I also send it to the adjutant of that chapter to make sure that, because that director has already made me know that he or she is not the best person to disseminate information to the chapter, and therefore the adjutant gets it out to the rest of the chapter. So the biggest thing that we can do for our chapters is let them know what's going on in the organization. Okay? All right. I want everybody to stand up. See, this is one of those leadership things. Why? Why would you do that just because I said to stand up? But I appreciate it. Give yourselves a hand. We have another month of 100% chapter reporting. Now everybody in this room can say they've had a standing ovation. You may be seated. Okay. Yeah, don't forget to tip your waitress. At this point, I'd like to have our POW MIA chair, Denny Luke, stand up and give us an update on what's coming up for the next ride. Where is he?
Oh, there it is.
Well, everybody who went on the ride 2 years ago and last year, you know what's going to happen next year. We're going to be rained on. Okay, so where we're really at is I've solidified the chapel again for the ceremony. The traveling wall is going to be there. Possibly a couple of other entities and displays may be there. Security, the police escort. We have not determined yet whether we're going to start downtown or at Anamak again. We'll discuss that at Summit. But basically, it's on track again for the third annual, and we just hope the weather. I mean, 2 years in a row. Last year was just brutal.
It's a great way to test your rain gear.
Yeah.
Denny, you got a question?
Yes. There was a problem with the weather? Oh, you mean the rain? That's not weather, that's just rain in Florida.
It was
liquid sunshine.
See, what a gambler sent me a message. He said, "Great ride. Appreciate that we went over 7 bridges, 6 of which were in the rain."
Well, you go in circles, so you go out of the rain and you go back into the rain, and you come out, you go back in.
This is a really cool event that we can take pride in that it happens in our district. And we have Denny really, and with Jim's help, we have Denny to thank for getting this thing off the ground and organizing it every year. It's a huge undertaking, and he makes light of it and says, I just made a few phone calls, but it's a lot more than that. So I'd like to give him a hand, please. I think that's a violation of the dress code wearing a hat on top of your Santa hat, but I'm not going to say anything. Go ahead, Jim.
Are we limited to only 250, or is that because of Adam?
The police.
All right, so yeah, JSO, their leadership has, actually part of their leadership wants to get rid of escorts altogether, okay? But I believe TK Waters is not one of them. So one of the things they did is they limited the number of participants from 500 down to 250. This also is a reflection upon the fact that they themselves are understaffed. Okay, so I am not going to tell you that when I had conversations with the special program officer in charge, I'm not going to tell you that he said, yeah, for events like yours, we don't count we have to put it out there. Okay, so take that for what it's worth.
What dates are those again?
It's always the third Saturday of September. So I believe this year it'll be the 16th.
It is.
Anything else with Danny?
I was just gonna make a comment. A couple of us from 129 took the class that JSO puts on. It's a great way to meet their motor riders and make friends with them. I was a special case in my class.
She is.
So when they see me, they say, oh yeah, you're the one, yeah. But they are gonna offer it. The gentleman that's in charge of it, Dale, I think was his name, he's gonna get in touch with us. He said that they'd be happy to have a class just for ALR if we want to do that. It's a great class, great, again, just great way to get to know JSO and their motor officers. They've got some unbelievable stories to tell during that class.
Thank you, Sue. And that's something that we brought up early in the year. We would like very much for everybody here to take some sort of advanced rider's class. You can't know too much when riding a motorcycle. As you all know, it's very, very dangerous. We ride in formation to try and keep ourselves more safe, to be a bigger footprint out there. We try and keep the formations tight so cars don't run into the inside or the outside column. But certainly, if you can get one of these classes, we've had our chapter all go through one of the advanced classes as well, and they're just awesome. And if we can try and get together with this gentleman and set something up for the entire district, if you can encourage as many of your riders to participate, that would be great.
It's the JSO one is free.
Is there a limit? Is there a limit on the number of people?
They'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
sure
you
there
tell
is.
them you want your whole chapter or whatever it is, but yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
sure
to break
there
it up
is.
with 2 people training and whatever, but.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Sue. All right, next thing is old business. Oh, actually, let's do the chapter report first. Go ahead.
Start with chapter 9, Shannon.
Nothing to add, you have our report.
Very good, thank you.
54, Garfield. 88, Terry.
Our report has been submitted. Nothing to report.
Thank you, Terry.
129.
Report submitted, I don't have anything.
137, David Nolan.
Refer to the report submitted.
Like you so far.
194, Daryl.
Nothing to add.
197, here. 202, Chip.
Report submitted, nothing to add.
250.
Report submitted, I got one thing to add. Our January 1st Railroad Hangover Ride will take place at 2 stops. First stop is Boogerville from 250 to Boogerville, and then second stop is Trench RS in Wielaka for an all-you-can-eat shrimp and chicken fest. $17 for all you can eat. If you sign up early, you get an armband, you get ahead of the line. So if anybody wants any of those applications, sign up and stuff, just see me after the meeting.
Awesome. Very good.
283.
Nothing to report.
316.
Yeah, our report's submitted. We anticipate having another oyster roast in March. So
Another what?
oyster roast, like we did last year. Also, we participated in the street sign dedication for Private
Sergeant Pierce.
Pierce. And we also have a related check for the hospitality room.
Very good, thank you. And
Give it to us.
a lot of you sent your checks in, and I appreciate that. We were actually negative without those, so that's very good. We appreciate that you all participated in that. Thanks very much.
372, Chuck.
Report was submitted, nothing to add. I would like to go ahead and say that in March 26th, we're going to have a ride on a Sunday, and everybody's going to be able to make it because nobody's having a meeting on that day. But anyway, this is going to be for our building fund, and again, thank you very much for the last participation, the comedy club. It went really, really well. Thank you very much for all the support that we got. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir.
401.
Okay, very good, thank you. Once again, thank you so much for getting your reports in. You know, you guys probably don't realize how much work Connie has to do to get these all put together, and she's got to put them into a consolidated report that we have to send off to our northern area chairperson. So the sooner you can get those in after the end of the month, the better off you are, and it's much easier on her because just like some of the rest of us, she's got a full-time job besides this. So be kind and get your reports in quickly. All right, old business. Fiscal calendar. Everybody knows that the calendar is on the website, right? Anybody that doesn't know that? Is anybody that doesn't know how to get to it? Good. Let's try and make the rest of the year where we set events so we're not standing on top of each other, so that we have one, maybe two tops events per Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever. Yes?
Who maintains the 5th District page? Because I went to pull up all.
You're talking about Facebook? Or the Google site?
No, the website.
Website.
Because I went there and it is so out of date. I had to get the list from Zane and Sue. I mean, it still shows Phil as the director of 283.
Are we talking about the ALR 5th District site or the 5th District site itself?
ALR. Because I went to the AmericanLegion.com
You know
and
who
pulled it up and I
who
was
does
like, that's ugly.
That would be my lovely wife,
She's
myself.
pointing at you.
Pointing at me? Oh, no. No, she knows better than that.
I mean, I just
I
honestly,
barely know how to
when I
turn a
was
computer
looking
on.
for information for this meeting, I could not find a current list of our directors. It was way, way out of date.
Okay, we will work on that.
I'm not trying to give somebody else work, I'm just thinking that's the first place to go.
Joe, but I will add.
don't do Facebook.
But I will add that the 5th District Legion website has all the data that you need, and that is updated.
Okay, I guess I can figure it out. But is that on Facebook?
It's American Legion 5th District.
No.
.org. Now, I mean, I'm not, Connie, I'm not talking about the ALR. I'm talking about the Legion. 5th District page has the same data that you need. And I'll send you the link if you, yes.
There's a lot of us that don't do Facebook, but we have our own websites, so please use those. Yes. Did you have something? You look like you were going to say something. Okay. All right. So, calendar of events, district safety meetings, we just talked about that. We want to go ahead and try and continue with that. Also, just a reminder, I saw this in a ride just recently and I was shocked, but we never, ever, ever, never, ever change lanes when we're in formation. Okay? If somebody peels out, the person that you have to pass will wave you up. That way you know that person knows that you're going to come by and you go up and fill in the space. But don't do this stuff. This is a recipe for a crash, so we don't ever want to do that. I thought we were over that, and the last ride I was on, I saw that, so I just wanted to bring it up again. Does anybody got any comments on that? By the way, if you go to the AMA website, they actually advocate for that. So don't get your safety marching orders from them. They say to do this.
You just pull up.
Yeah. Yeah. But always stay in your track. Stay in your track. If there's a bump or something, the reason we ride in a staggered formation is so that you have a little bit of wiggle room to get around a bump, but don't, even still, your track is wide enough. Don't cross in front of the guy on the other track. That's just a recipe for disaster. Okay? Joe, did you need to say something before you left? Joe, Michael?
I gotta go check on dinner.
Okay, good enough. All right. I'm going to ask our Assistant Chair, Zane, to present to you the progress that they've made on our district patch. Zane?
We don't have insurance, be careful.
All right, those that weren't here in the October meeting, we do have the requirements. What we went through in the October meeting was color schemes and that kind of thing. We all came down with a red, white, and blue color scheme. I believe everybody was very, very clear with that. Ken White has been so kind to actually come up with some proofs. So go ahead and pass these around, Sergeant Arms.
Can you explain the spin effect?
The what now?
It says Sunford.
Oh,
Says
that's
and
for
Copper.
possible for the coin. I'm gonna get into that.
Oh, for the coin. Taking my card, not that was
Yeah,
a
they
pass.
just say that this ain't the coin.
Well, it says back of coin.
Yeah, back to the coin.
I like it.
Anyway, couple things possibility to consider, size of the patch. One of the things we talked about was having it about that size so that it can be placed anywhere on the vest. We do have, we see the D1Rs, D6Rs, the shoulders, the neck, that kind of limits where you're going to put that. That can go anywhere. That can go right up on front. You're walking down a hall, somebody's going to see D5R right there in red, white, and blue. The possibility we can make it a little bigger, but really, I think it's a great size. The other thing that Ken had mentioned about was making the outside border maybe a little thicker so that it's easier to sew, that sort of thing. But on the back, we do have the requirements for the patch, and there's a list. It's based on some of the other districts and how they do their requirements for their patches, especially the larger districts like District 1 and District 6. Some of the other smaller ones like District 11, they're pretty much, they got 5 chapters, visit them all, congratulations, here's $10. There was a question last meeting about time limit, because it is a pretty decent amount of requirements. Actually, the suggestion came out from our friends in 57 that were here, saying don't put a time limit on it. Because if we put a time limit on it, say 6 months or what have you, we are really limiting our family members, as I like to call them, from the other districts, District 6, District 1. If we get somebody from like District 12 that wants to do these, it's going to take them a bit to come up here to do all of those items, especially the fact of attending 5 events. So we don't put a time limit on it. Make sure that they're going to be the ones responsible for keeping the sheet, and keeping it in a legible manner. That being said, I think we're pretty straightforward. Any questions?
Yeah, once we get this all filled out, because 121 is going to be the first ones to have them.
Of course. 137 is
So
great colors.
if there's nothing on the sheet that says where this gets sent to, so we can get.
Good. Well, that's why I need feedback.
Can you please add?
I will add exactly that. Where it gets sent back to, who it gets turned into, because in some cases it's going to be a position. It's not going to be an individual.
So then then how would they be distributed? Would they be mailed like to the, sorry, I got grocery in my head. The director or the assistant director, or would someone like yourself come and present them to the chapter?
If it's within the district, I would think that we would want to have a representative from our district come to chapter. If your chapter meeting, then congratulations. That way it's being presented by the district to those members in front of the other members who haven't gotten it. As far as the out of districts, we will have to address that on a case-by-case basis. It would be nice to say, okay, we're going to go down to Orlando for a weekend or whatever, and we're going to present it to this particular chapter or this particular district and have them present it out. Out of district is going to be treated a little differently than in district. But in district, personally, I would love to come to each one of your chapters and present personally, here's your patch. Yes?
I can't remember, did you have a kickoff date or not?
No, we had, well, at this rate, the last thing we needed was everybody's dominus oma, so to speak, on the patch. You guys have seen the patch. You guys like the patch. Was there anything you saw on the patch that you didn't like, or any suggestions?
I think the thicker border would be good.
Thicker border.
A little bit on the outside. I think the
Yeah.
interior is perfect.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
And that was actually.
I will say, when we first talked, actually seeing, because I was not so
I know,
excited
you-
about the red,
You
white,
were my
blue.
one.
I know, but now that I've seen it, I have to say, I very much like it. And whoever came up with the design, hats off, it's very unique. I love it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
That is the next topic on this. This is kind of led into coin. I have reached out to a coin company to do an initial proof. I'm gonna reach out to a few others to see as far as pricing goes and that sort of thing, but that is in the process now, as far as that goes. The coins are more District 5 coins, not so much the challenge or the patch itself. You know, those are things that can be presented to individuals for their efforts, their volunteerism. You know, that's sort of a little different. It won't be quite the same. Sorry, I got a little distracted back there by some cow. Merry Christmas. Okay. That being said, if everybody is good with the design, it's, you know, with the suggestions made, thicker border around, good with the size, then I think on January 1st, be a great time to do a kickoff, start it up, and see who is going to be the first ones to get the patch.
I motion we move forward.
You have a motion, you got a second?
Second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Rock and roll. This is what happens when you put together a committee and the committee does what they say they're going to do. And I like to, again, give a round of applause to our committee and thank you for all their hard work. Okay, merry-go-round, fall conference debriefing. So some of you that were at the fall conference know that we had a hospitality room. I think that went off pretty well. Some of you had a large amount of spirits to get in the spirit. I think that was good.
I know whose fault that is.
In any event, I appreciate everybody stepping up and making donations to that. That was awesome. And I think everybody had a good time. We did not win the merry-go-round trophy. And I know why. We outraised, dollar-wise, the winning team by a substantial amount. I think I figured it out. It was like 9 times the amount of money that we raised, okay, over the original team. But we lost on miles. And I think the reason we lost on miles is not because we didn't ride the miles, it's because we didn't report the miles. That's why it is so important. And why are we so big on miles? Why do miles mean so much to these things? Well, the whole idea of the American Legion lobbying effort is to show how much we do for our veterans, for our communities, and so on and so forth. And when we present this stuff to our legislators, we say, look, these people did this much hours of volunteer work, they rode this many volunteer miles on their cars and their motorcycles or whatever, and they raised this much volunteer money. That's why these things are. It's not just to have reports for the sake of having reports. We have them there so that we can use them for the betterment of our veterans and our veteran situation. And in this case, to win a contest. So we're coming up again on our round robin in April. Yeah. April 1st through April 30th. Make sure you and every person in your chapter, and you might have to bang them on the head a couple of times. That's why they give you one of these. Okay, but make sure that they report their.
We have an NYB.
An NYB, okay. We're not going to ask what the initials are because I can
Not your
imagine.
babysitter.
Oh, okay. That's not what I was thinking, but okay. Yes.
I was just going to say, from the reporting that we got from the department, we have, 13 chapters with one on the way. For merry-go-round, I think we had like a total of 4 that were reporting. So, 4, maybe 5 chapters actually reported miles, hours, donations.
That's not good enough. I mean, we're just not making use of our resources. We should win these trophies every single time. Every single time, bar none. This is the happeningest chapter in the whole freaking state, so we need to act like it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, Summit is coming up, as Jim alluded to. Hotels, you're going to see when you go on the website, once the website starts working, it's $115, and then there's a $30 facility fee. They're going to charge you that $30 facility fee that's per night, when you do your reservation, but my understanding is, I called them to find out, is when you check in, they take that off. So it's just $115 a night.
Last thing. Yes, go ahead.
The group code for that, for the hotel is NKS. N is in November, K is in Kilo, and S is in
Sierra. Okay. NKS group code, and it's actually listed on the department website, so you can find it.
Make sure you register.
Yeah. Register is $40 or $20 a person, $40 for a couple, and then the hotel is $115 a night. Also in April is the Unity Ride, and I'm going to defer to our chairman to let us know what's going to happen at the end of the Unity Ride. It'll be the same places we were last year, and they really have stepped up to throw it all down for us. Jim, you want to say a couple of words?
Well, just let me back up a little bit. One of the things on the challenge rides that you do, and how the other people get all the miles up, Unity Ride. You gotta do Unity Rides. You gotta get 3 chapters together, that's how they really collect all the miles. Then there's a little unfairness in Tampa because you got 16 and 15 and they're on a bridge that goes across back and forth, back and forth. But anyway, we can beat that. That's no big deal. You know how y'all are. Down there. You know. But as far as OCC, well, another thing, when you plan these things, it never ends. Our representative down there, the guy who represents us, Gaylor, quit, went to another. So now we're starting over again, and it looks like it's going to be okay. All the notes were passed by, and everything's good. We're going to have 3 bands. We're going to have all kinds of vendors, just like last year, only bigger. And the OCC themselves, of course, the motorcycle. You know, we have they've donated at cost 2023 street light for us to raffle off, and we're getting that together. We're getting that should be out for Christmas to get that done. But go ahead now. Are you standing up?
I am.
Okay, that's fine.
So I had heard that it was not going to be a free motorcycle. You had to buy it at cost.
Correct.
It's not being raffled off.
No, that's the department.
Oh, the department is paying for that.
Yeah.
Okay. I had heard whoever the winner was would have to pay for
They
it.
have big tax and license.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll sit back down.
Bringing that up.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'll sit back down.
You have the opportunity to win $20,000
Can you transfer somewhere else? But I can tell you, and I can't say it enough, OCC down there loves us. When we went down to talk to them about carrying on, there's letters and emails going back and forth about how what we did last year showed them what Rider Group was all about. And they just love us to death. And now, 13, I think, is having a deal next weekend down there. District 13.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, now, it's an afternoon event. So, yeah, it's all gonna be good. And then that night, when the drawing is gonna be at 6 o'clock for the bike, and then that night, you're gonna have an all-girl tribute band. That's their thing. And we're probably gonna cut that. We're still talking. Joking. That's it.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Okay. And the last thing I have before we have go to the riders is the Legacy Ride is coming up this summer in August. My preliminary understanding is that it starts in Boston and it ends in Charlotte, North Carolina. I will be going on that. Anybody else that wants to go, let me know. We'll try and ride up together. But that should be a good ride. Good of the riders. Yes, Joanne, Sue. You guys all look alike.
Just a reminder for anyone that's doing the Wreath Escort next Saturday for Wreaths Across America. They start staging at 6 a.m. It's at the Hilliard and it's the Winn-Dixie in Hilliard. If you are not there by 7:30 for the mandatory safety meeting, they will not let you ride. So I'm just warning you, get up early, get out there. They start staging at 6 a.m. So, and absolutely no cars will be allowed. They'll be behind the trucks, so no cars allowed. It's going to be chilly, but you can peel off, obviously. The other thing I was going to say is Deck the Chairs. If you've never been to Deck the Chairs here in Jacksonville Beach, AL, American Legion Post 129 has a chair there. Last night and tonight are the ALR nights to be there, so we're there standing in our chair, greeting all the people coming by. They love the chair. It's really well done if you haven't been there. So come out. Tonight's the last night you can vote for the chairs, and we're asking that you circle number 16 and put BOS for it for best of show. But come out to the beach tonight and see us there at our chair. Thanks very much.
The Chairs was on Fox News this morning as one of the unique Christmas things that is done within the country.
Very nice. Very nice.
Fox and Friends.
Anybody else for the good of the riders? Yes.
Yeah, Shannon Blower, Post 9. We have some extra remembrance patches. We currently have Dennis Walton, Chuck Leprechaun Pope, Keith Mason, and Robert Anderson. If you guys would want one of these, they're free of charge. Just tell me you want one, we'll give it to you. We have a whole bag full of them. We're just trying to clear out our closet. They're a little...
Very good. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bill?
Boots on the ground this year, this coming year is going to be May the 13th. Those of you who don't know, last year we raised $58,000 between 6 charities. This year it looks like we're going to have 7 charities. We want to make it our biggest year ever. We've already lined up the bands. We already know what days we're going to be doing it. It's the 13th. We set up on the 11th and the 12th, and then we tear down on the 14th. So if anybody's interested in coming out and helping us put out the boots and set up for it, please come out. It is the most humbling experience that you can have. And I will, the next couple of meetings, I'm going to stand up and talk about it. So I cry. I've done it since the first year, which was 2013. Every time I put the boots out, I cry. It is just that hard. We have people that come out every year. They give us, they come out, we get to hear stories. We get to hear stories about the kids that are there, their kids. We hear stories about the kids that are there. The families come up, they talk to us. The campground, if you haven't registered, if you want to get camping space, you need to, because it packs out every year. They run out of cabins. They've already run out of cabins, and they will pack out every year. It is, like I said, if you've never been out there, you don't want to ride, just come out and see the boots. It's worth it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mel.
Great way to get some of those volunteer hours for the patch.
Jim Steele in the back, Sergeant Arms.
Real quick, y'all are going to be out in the cemetery to Grease Across America, and if you see some of my Boy Scouts out there in uniform, please thank them for their efforts not only putting out wreaths, but for raising money for the wreaths. I'm proud to announce that with the help of American Legion 137 riders, the Legionnaires, the Sons of the Legion, and the Darts, they have so far been responsible within that group, helping them for over 477 wreaths and donated.
Thank you, Jim. Anybody else for the good of the riders?
I think 197 is here.
Joanne, thank you for showing up. You need to stand up.
She was.
Stand up, Joanne. Oh, you are standing up. What you got?
You're late. I get the same thing, so it's all good.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on. Anyway. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? We're doing great. I just want to thank 194 for coming down Friday night and then having their little Christmas celebration, birthday celebration at our post, and also for their donation for our toys. I had put out on my Facebook page we were in need of donations for toys because we have not done a Christmas program for the kids in the community in a while. So I put it out and they were gracious enough to give us a donation. And I want to tell y'all again, thank you very much. We appreciate it. That's all I got to say. And I am standing up.
Thank you, Joanne. Anybody else for good of the riders? Yes, sir.
Well, I said I probably should have reported it before, but the
Last night, we had our Christmas party at Post 88, and we had a big success, probably the most money we ever raised, and we got a lot of presents for the kids that's also on our side.
Very good, thank you. Anybody else for Good to Riders? Yes, Kathy.
Quick MIAB update, sir.
Quick, very quick. You have 2 minutes.
Missing in America Project Nationwide is sponsored by the American Legion. Here in Florida, we will be having our 32nd call to honor in February down at Lake Worth, South Florida National Cemetery. I can't put the date out until after January. I will tell you that Washington State is working with a funeral home, and these cremains come from just that funeral home. They opened in the 1800s, they closed in 1970. They have over 3,500 unclaimed cremains. Now, we don't know if those are all veterans. That's what we do. We work to see. 2 weeks ago, they did a 2-day ceremony to inter 99, which included veteran spouses and some dependents. We did make national news in October. We had a service down at the South Florida National Cemetery, and the CNN out of New York sent two cameramen, anchorman, and a producer. And on Veterans Day, it went out nationwide on Fox News and CNN, which is exactly what we need. And they had interviewed the director of the VA, and then him saying that they want to get more involved in this. I mean, it's just unbelievable the number of unclaimed remains. Not all veterans and spouses, but just the number of unclaimed. So, and we do also work with bodies. So that's another facet of it. I won't get into that. But so we're still working here in Florida. We do need more volunteers. I know everybody wears different hats. That's why we don't have anything going on right here in Jacksonville as of now, because we don't have any volunteers here. I appreciate you letting me report.
Thank you, Kathy. This is a really worthwhile program, and if anybody can help, or if you have anybody in your chapters, now, you know, we're always leaning on you guys to volunteer, to help, to make a committee, to step up, and we know you're already busy, but you all have chapters. There's people in your chapters that would love to do something, so hopefully when you take things back from this meeting, you can get some of those people involved. And as long as I mention that, all of you, every single one of you, unless you're one of the few, the proud, that want to be the director of your chapter for the rest of your life, please, please, please get yourself a vice director or assistant director, however you call it in your chapter, and have somebody behind that person so that you have a line of succession so you can start training these people, and you can at some point fade to the sideline and have somebody else take over and hold the flag for your group, okay? All right, if there's nothing further. Cover?
No. Heavenly Father, we come to you now. We ask that you be with us as we leave this place, Lord. Keep us focused on our mission as we go about our daily tasks, Lord. Place a hedge of protection around us as we ride. And make us visible to those other drivers that are out there. I lift our sick and homebound up to you, Lord, and I ask that you let them know that they are thought about and they are loved. In thy great and glorious name, amen.
Amen. Cover, Sergeant Arms, please retrieve the MIA straight. Colors of our nation in place. Hand salute. 2. We now declare this meeting of the 5th District American Legion Riders adjourned. The time now is 13:31.